What's up with you? For today's video, with a full Morpeko team, but I troll with one Zoroark. Zabba, this team is for you. So this was pretty interesting because obviously we got lots of different transformations here, and it was tricky to sort of put Zoroark on this team with them being the same type. But I come up with some absolute golden content today, people, and I really hope you enjoyed. This was a lot of time spent on this video, and we've got 3 battles today. All of these battles are going to be on the Wycombe, and look at that trainer card to start the battle off. We got a battle against, I think it was Moolah. They need some moolah, and we got a Sumpex lady. I thought that said Scumpex, you know, Toxapex. Now, my first Pokemon is going to be Morpeko. So I've got 6 different Morpeko sets. Well, 5 different Morpeko sets and a Troll Zoroark. Now, this is a physical Morpeko. We're going to have the moves Fake Out, Bullet Seed, Thunder Punch, and Ice Fang. I've got King's Rocket as the item here, and this is a pretty good matchup here. Now, Kaz has actually done all the editing on the actual form changing to the Pokemon, so every time a Morpeko changes its into hangry mode, or hunger switch, it'll actually change forms, and I hope you enjoy, people. So Swampet's going to get buried by a couple of tiny seeds, and that's going to give me a very nice juicy lead. Now the next Pokemon to come out here, I've got to change my form, is going to be Dragon, and it is a disgusting shiny Dragonite. I hate the shiny, people, and I really want to get rid of it. So I've got Ice Fang here. I was like, well, Ice Fang's going to do pretty good damage. Will it take it out? It didn't even get close to Multiscale. And to top things off, the Dragonite is going to have a weakness policy. And right after the weakness policy, it used Dragon Dance. It's full on sweat, people. It's like, what am I going to do here? Like, how am I going to get around this Dragonite? So Dragonite's got like sky high attack at the moment. It's going to be faster than my entire team. Oh, I transformed again. And now Dragonite is going to go for Earthquake. And that is the end of my very first Morpeko. That was a max speed and max attack Adam and Nature set. Now we're going to go to another Morpeko here. And this Morpeko, let me bring this set up, is a Stomping Tantrum, Aura Wheel, Outrage, and Psychic Fang set. This set was pretty cool because it allowed me to get a little bit more coverage and stuff against some of the other Pokemon. I've got max attack and max speed on this one too, and my item is going to be Focus Sash. It was the only Pokemon that had Focus Sash on my team as well. So we got Dynamax Dragonite. What they want to do, right? They want to Dynamax a scummy pickle-like Dragon. Looks a giant pickle. Come on. And they want to just press the A button to win, but guess what, people? We got to deny them. So Dragonite's going to go for the Max Quake here on my Morpeko. So I thought, well, I don't think I can take Dragonite out. I wasn't really 100% confident. So what I went for is I went for the Aura Wheel. Now, Aura Wheel is a really cool move there, and it's actually very signature to Morpeko. So obviously when you are not in Hangry mode, it is an electric type move. But as soon as you change it to Hangry move, it becomes a dark type move, which is really cool. And after using it, also gives you a +1 in speed. So at this stage, like, okay, I've got the damage on Aura Wheel. It's pretty good. Let's go for an Outrage to get rid of this big, shiny, green pickle. And you know how much I hate pickles, people. So Dragonite is down, and that's their Dynamax Pokemon out the way. So I guess you could say it's fairly promising at the moment, but we got a long way to go. So I'm going to do another transform again there into Morpeko. Oh, wait, Amoria Morpeko. And out comes Blister. A Blister. All we need is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I'm going to go for the Outrage here. Outspeeding the Jolteon does a lot of damage. I'm happy with that. And now the Jolteon is going to go for a Disrespect Shadow Ball here. Then again, what can Jolteon really be able to do to my Morpeko? Just trying to think, maybe Hyper Voice, or it's not like it's got hidden power. Now, the next Pokemon to come onto the field is also going to be on Morpeko. We got Agility, we got Power Trip, we got Sub, and we've got Charge. This is a pretty cool set. So I made this one a fairly bulky moveset. Let me tell you what that is right now. This is, extra thick sort of stuff here. So I've got max health, and I've got max defense, and I've also got careful nature. Now I've got agility, power trip. Now agility is going to boost the power of power trip, and I've also got charge too. So, that giving that +2 in speed, and then +1 in special defense. Now I gave it an interesting item. I actually gave it Staff Berry. Now Staff Berry randomly raises a stat by by 2 stages, and I thought it'd be really cool because that's like another boost on top of the power trip. So make it bulky and give it lots of stat boosts there. So the idea here was to get as many up as I could, and that's sort of a bit of a rare opportunity against this Jolteon. Obviously, it's got Shadow Ball, it's got Thunderbolt, and it probably doesn't really have any other coverage moves to hit me like really, really hard. Morpeko hangs on by the skin of its teeth on 5 health and eats a nice, big, juicy Star Spray, raising its special defense. I would have loved an attack boost there. That would have been crazy, but it never happened. So now I can obviously outspeed the Jolteon. Now, this Jolteon was a quick feat set. Funnily enough, it actually took me 2 agilities to outspeed it. It was very, very fast. So that's going to be the Jolteon there, and I'm going to transform again. Question of the day, people. How many times did Morpeko transform in all 3 battles? Who's going to be the MVP and rise up and answer the question? Next Pokemon here is going to be Pelipper, and it's raining here. Now I'm going to go for the Power Drill. I was pretty confident this would hit pretty hard, but it wasn't enough to take out Pelipper. It's probably got a little bit of like bolt to it, I would say. Hurricane's going to take Morpeko out there. It's not going to miss it in the rain. Then I had an idea. I was like, it's time to troll. I'm going to bring in Zoroark. Now, the opponent actually can't see this is Zoroark. I can see that it's named Zoroark. This is the Dank Pulse, Copycat, Nasty Plot, Substitute set. So I was like, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do like a little somersault. Wait, no, yeah, it was a somersault. I thought it was a backflip. And then I went for a Disrespect Hurricane in the rain on the Peter Pelipper. And that's going to faint it in a one shot, which is absolutely wonderful there. Now I thought, what I'm going to do on this team ride, I've got a couple of Morpekos with air balloons. So I've got like 3 air balloon Morpekos. So you can slide them in and slip them out, and the opponent won't know what day it is. Now, the only thing about Zoroark, which is a troll ride, it actually doesn't have the hunger switch ability, so it won't transform, so you sort of like expose yourself right after their turn. In comes Fetch, and Morpeko basically gets hit by a building, and that is going to be one-shotting it right there. That set will be explained in the second battle and onwards. Poor little Morpeko, man, that was like harsh. So what I'm going to do there, I'm going to go back into Morpeko. This is the 6th one. And this is the Rising Voltage Electric Train Aurorial set. What is Surfetch's name? Lorcelot? Is this are these German names? I think I might have it right this time. Like, every single time, like, are these German names? And people are like, nah, there's something else. I think I got it this time. Anyone that does know German or can recognize the German names, let me know in the comment section if I am indeed right. I'm probably going to be wrong this time. So anyway, another transformation. So I've got this electric terrain, Rising Voltage. Something else is rising right now. And I can go for that Rising Voltage and take the Surfetch out. Hopefully, I'm running max special attack and max speed, modest nature for a little bit of an extra boost, and Surfetch still lives there and is going to go for another Meteor Assault, and it is another Morpeko that is going to hit Uranus in space. Anyway, I've got one more Poké left, and it is a Zoroark. I'm going to be explosive because the Zoroark is not going to be hidden, but that's okay. I've got a plan. I'm starting to think of something interesting. So the rain has dried up there, and now we're going to go into Zoroark. So I thought, okay, well, I've got Nasty Plot here I can use. The Surfetch is on cooldown for 1 turn. I know that I can outspeed it, and I'm thinking I might be able to get that +2 in special attack for the very last Pokemon. Now, the last Pokemon was, it was quite bulky, trust me, as you get to see. So I'm really, really going to need a boost here, and I wasn't sure if even this was going to be enough to actually take it out. So I've got that +2 in special attack here. Surfetch is on the recharge, and I was thinking, well, I could Dynamax here, but I'm thinking I actually don't want to Dynamax because there's probably only one way I can win this battle here if I can do something funny. So I went for the Dank Pulse on the Surfetch. That was enough to take it out, obviously, and it's going to be fate. Now, the last Pokemon to come onto the field, people, it's a really, really hard Pokemon to use. It is a shiny Eternatus. So I thought, okay, if I go for Dynamax, I'm going to hit by Dynamax Cannon. But if I outspeed, I might be able to see what move this is going to use. So I've got Sub and I've got Copycat. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to throw the Substitute up here and see what happens. I don't think I can beat an Eternatus. And if I get hit by a Dynamax Cannon, it's all over. So I went for the Sub to see what move it was going to use. And the Eternatus uses a Turner Beam. I'm like, oh, wait a second. But something cool, like something really, really cool is going to happen here, people, if you haven't seen it. Anyway, so a big hand is going to come out of the sky. A big pink hand is going to come out of the sky. It's going to open those fingers and fire a massive beam at the Zoroark hiding behind the Sub. So that's the end of the sub 2 there. I thought I'd give Zoroark another sub 2 so we could have another illusion. So the air balloon's gonna pop. Yeah, I'm not surprised by that. And now, people, this is quality content. The last move used in the battle was Eterna Beam. So here we go, people. We have got Zoroark Eterna Beam only on PIMPNITE channel. Here it comes, people. The animation isn't even like, look at the animation. There's no hand. It's just coming from the sky. And I got hit by a pie, and Eternatus is going to faint. And that, my friends, is the very first battle. What an incredible finish there. And Eternatus is going to faint, and we got a salty baby bottle. I had a feeling it could happen, and it happened, people. Wow, that was a crazy battle. I can't believe we got the copycat Eterna Beam. That was nuts. If you like this video, people, you should after that. And you should definitely leave a like there and share this everywhere. Let's get on to battle number 2. This is against Arion. This is also Orion. This one is on the Wycom as well. And the first Pokemon I got is Goodra, which is pretty good. Now, I've got Morpeko as lead here. I've got to see what sets I've got to be using because they're all Morpekos. They're very... Oh, it's a Fake Out set. Okay, so I've got Fake Out and I've got Ice Fang. I was thinking Goodra might have Gooey, which might be a little bit gross, but it might... I still might be out at speed. Goodra isn't very, very fast. So I'm going to transform again here into my Hangry mode. I really like Morpeko's design, how it's got the little tail actually inbuilt on it. It's like, the tail like just like very, very flat behind. It's really a clever little design there. So I'm going to go for an Ice Fang there. I knew that it wouldn't take Goodra. Goodra's going to go for a Dragon Pulse here, and Morpeko almost goes down. Now, people, there is much more salt in this video too, so make sure you keep watching because there's piles and piles of salt in this video. So I'm going to go for another Ice Fang here on the Goodra, and that's going to be a good start to this very good battle. I had to do that, sorry, people. I had to do it. So Goodra's going to be fainting here. That's good. And the next Pokemon to come out here, I'm ready to go. I've got 20-something health, and out comes Incineroar. I'm like, oh, this is another bulky Pokemon. What can I do? It's not like I can use Fake Out again. So I went for the Thunder Punch here, and Thunder Punch does, kind of underwhelming damage. Oh, this is also a no restrictions battle too. I just realized, like, the opponent, when I went into the battle, right, I normally pick normal rules, which is level 50 and everything gets auto-leveled up, but the opponent went for a non-restrictions battle. So, like, okay, we'll do that. So Morpeko's going to be coming here. I'm like, oh, I know what to do. So I know that none of my moves are going to one-shot, and I want to sort of troll and confuse the opponent a little bit, so I'm going to go for a Psychic Fangs. So I've got Stomping Tantrum on this set. What Stomping Tantrum is going to do now, when I use it, it's going to double in base power because I deliberately made the move fail. So obviously Psyche not being effective against Dark at all. So go for that double base power, Stomping Tantrum. I'm in Hangry mode too. It looks even like angrier, and Incineroar is going to faint. That's an excellent start there. Getting rid of Goodra, getting rid of Incineroar. Now, the next Pokemon to come out here is another Surfetch. You wouldn't read about it. These ducks are quacking. They're flying in from everywhere. So we're going to go for a Psychic Fact. An amazing crit on Surfetch here, but it just falls short of the KO, and Surfetch is going to go for a Brick Break there and slice Morpeko in two. But that's all good. Things are looking pretty juicy right now. I've got the lead here, and one hit away to take the little Surfetch out. So I had to do it, people. I swapped in Zoroark, and I was like, I can't control myself, people. I've got to go for a Disrespect Copycat, hindering timid nature. So sliding around again, slipping it around, and I'm going to slice that leak right into it. That's a really big leak, though. Like, you'd be able to feed yourself for a good quality year. Now, the next Pokemon to come out is going to be Rilla Beam, and this is where my problems start to happen here. Now, the Morpeko Pokemon, even Zoroark, they're not bulky Pokemon, right? It's not like you can just swap them in, check moves over and over again like that. So I'm going to be swapping in the next Morpeko here. This got absolutely annihilated by the drum beating and is going to be one-shotting. So I was a little bit sad about that, but I was like, I can't do anything. These Pokemon are way too powerful. So that was my Rising Voltage set that got absolutely dominated. So we're going to go to Morpeko. Now, this set you didn't get to see. Wait, no, this is a Zoroark. Oh, I trolled myself with illusion. Damn, I'm using Zoroark, and I tricked myself. Man, only on PIMPNITE Shadow. So what I'm going to do, right, I'm going to go for a Dynamax Morpeko, which is actually a Zoroark. Now, the cool thing about Morpeko, too, when it is in Dynamax, it still does change its Hangry mode around. But when you're a Zoroark, there is a little bit of a problem. Now, I think this is why the suggestion was made. So, Zoroark, obviously, it's quite obvious when it is a Zoroark, and I think that was half the suggestion to make it sort of trolling. So I went for the max darkness on the Rillaboom. I almost took it out, but I know it's coming now. It's going to be a drum beating, and the bad thing about drum beating, it's doing a lot of damage, and it lowers Zoroark's speed by 1. So I'm like, what can I swap into? All of my other Pokemon are getting it wrecked, right? So here comes another drum beating, and that is the end of Zoroark. But this battle's not over, people. I think that I can still try and clutch back here, even without the Troll Zark. Now, what I've got here, I've got another Morpeko. I know that surprises you a lot. Now, this Morpeko is floating on an air balloon there, and it's Dank Pulse, Volt Switch, Substitute, and Parting Shot. So I went for the Dank Pulse here on the Rillaboom, and it was probably just enough to take it out. Now, this was max speed and max special attack. You already got to see the moves. So transforming again there, next Pokemon was Inteleon. Now, I noticed my opponent hadn't Dynamax or G-Max. She was like, okay, well, I've got Volt Switch at least. If I can outspeed Inteleon, Volt Switch will do a lot of damage. So now we've got G-Max Inteleon. Like, okay, this is very, very bad because, I mean, like, all of it, like, a water-type move from Inteleon is going to one-shot every single Pokemon in the Morpeko family tree, right? So here we go, people. It's got the sniper. It's pulled out the big guns here, and it's lining me up. See, I can see it from the top there. It's going to fire something at me. So what I'm going to do, go for the Volt Switch. I outspeed, which is quality, and I really got good damage. I was like, man, that's good damage for, G-Max. I'm happy with that. So we're going to go into another Morpeko. Unfortunately, it's going to be rest in peace for this Morpeko. Here we go, people. This is mean. Like, watch this. This is actually cruel. Bang! And Morpeko is going to get fated in one shot there. People, in Pokemon battles, there are sacrifices. Now, my last Pokemon is Morpeko. I am hanging on by the skin of my teeth here. Floating on an air balloon. Man, imagine floating on an air balloon and hanging by the skin of your teeth. That doesn't sound very fun. So anyway, we're going to go for a sub here. I outspeed. I was like, okay, I know exactly what to do. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to stall out the last 2 turns of G-Max and Inteleon. So it'll hit the sub, and then I can go for another one there. And obviously, out of the G-Max, it's not going to have anywhere near as much help. And that gives me a chance to maybe feint it with Volt Switch, or I was thinking I might be able to flinch it with Dark Pulse. I know it's risky, right, going for the Dank Pulse, but this is critical stages here, people. So my last substitute is going to get faded there. There's no more substitutes to hide behind. I have to do something right now, but at least I got rid of the scary Dynamax there. So little Inteleon comes off his little tower there. Actually, it's quite a big tower, and now it's time. People's like, you know what? I'm going for Volt Switch. I think this is just going to be enough, and it was just enough, I think, to take out the Inteleon, and it's going to fade. There's one more Pokemon left, and it is going to be a Pokemon I've got a super effective move against, and that's Gengar. I was like, okay, who's going to outspeed who? What's going to happen here? So with the Dark Pulse, I outspeed. I'm like, oh my goodness, I think I got this. And Gengar lived. It lived, and I didn't get a flinch, and it finished me off with a dazzling scummy gleam. And that is the end of the second battle. Oh, that was so close. I had that within my fingertips, people, but still an amazing battle there. Hope you enjoyed it. Let's get on to the third and final battle. I'm salty, though, that I didn't faint. Like, I am salty, but man, I did really well against that team. There was so many different counters there. This is another battle. This is the third battle. This is on the Wycombe as well. This is against I'm a Groot, and we got Ferrothorn lead here. So we've got Morpeko lead, obviously, and this time it's going to be a Zoroark lead. But I've disguised it. I thought I want to try Zoroark right at the start. I bet no one would expect that, like, just right off the bat there. So go for Nasty Plot here, trying to make it, as obvious as possible that it is Zoroark. And yes, Morpeko does not get Nasty Plot. I tried to give it moves that Zoroark would learn on the special side, but it really doesn't get a lot. Like, all it gets is Dank Pulse, Uproar, a couple of moves like that. It's very, very limited, which made it very, very difficult to sort of like disguise in the Zoroark. Not to mention it's with its illusion ability, it didn't actually work like Hunger Switch, or it didn't change around. So I'm going to go for another Nasty Plot. This Ferrothorn is content on setting up every single entry hazard you can poke a stick out in your life. So they've got a Stealth Rock up, they've got a Spikes up, They've got 2 layers of spikes up. So go for the dang pulse out on the Ferrothorn. It is going to get absolutely dumpstered in one shot. So that's good. That's an annoying Pokemon out the way. Next Pokemon is going to be Melmetal. So, okay, I'm going to go for Dynamax here just in case it's like, you know, Assault Vest. Now, I know that I've got +6 in Special Attack, but Melmetal can be very, very thick, you know. So Dynamaxing that Morpeko, which is still going to be a Zoroark here. It's very, very happy to be a Zoroark. You can see it on its face right there. Now, the funny thing here is as soon as I seen this, the Melmetal come to the field, I'm like, I bet you my opponent's going to Dynamax it, and they did. So it's like, okay, is this going to be normal Melmetal, or are we going to see G-Spot Melmetal? Who knows, people? Like, you never know what's going to happen in a PIMPNITE video. So here we go, people. That is one big nut. Like, that's a big nut when you look at it, right? So anyway, I'm lining that nut up. Oh, there's 2 nuts there. And what I can do, right, is I can go for a max darkness here, and it's going to be hitting very, very hard. I was like, please take it out, please take it out, please take it out. And it took it out. I was like, man, this is excellent. So both those nuts there are going to turn into goo. And, oh, that's not very nice. And that's the end of Ferrothorn and a Melmetal. I was like, man, they're bulky Pokemon. This is good. Next Pokemon is Scum Rider, and I can go for another Max Darkness here. They've got no Dynamax to hide behind, and I'm a little bit nervous at the moment, but I don't have any berries, which is good. So fighting off that Max Darkness, and that is the end of Calyrex. I've wiped out 3 Pokemon, so we're getting that Zoroark sweep. We're getting that fresh, nice Zoroark sweep disguised as a Morpeko. Now, the next Pokemon to come out here is going to be Xerneas. I'm like, wait a second, like, you know, my trolling sense was starting to trigger inside my mind. I'm like, I've got a plan and I'm going to execute it. The Xerneas went for Moonblast. I was like, how about I go for Max Guard, right? And then the last move used on the field was Moonblast. So that means Zoroark can send Xerneas to the moon. Here we go, people. It's going to be the first Xerneas on the moon. Zoroark Moonblast, Hacker exposed, and that is the end of Xerneas in one shot. They've got to be a little bit salty after that, but the fun continues, people. The next Pokemon to come out is Papa Pokegens. Now, what I could do, I was like, wait a second. I could go for the Moonblast, but that would be the easy way out. We're going to go for Subdued here, and we're going to see what old Palkia is going to use. And guess what, people? It did not fail to impress me. It used Spatial Ren. You know what's coming. You know what's coming right now. So my Subdued is going to get broken. I was laughing, so I'm like, man, I can't wait to do this. I can't wait to do this. So go for the copycat. Morpeko with the Zoroark with the Spatial Ren. Spatial Ren Zoroark only on PIMPNITE channel with the fat, juicy baby bottle right on top. That's it, people. That's the Morpeko team. I hope you enjoyed it. Drop a like on the video, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out.